This is going to be a little response to Helsing920's latest The Console Wars video on the PC. I could have said this in the comments section, however I do want to make this into a video response because I think it's just a little bit easier than posting multiple comments, as you know what I'm going to say would take up multiple comments, so it's just a bit easier. But anyway, I want to mention a little thing that he seems to have forgotten or doesn't know about, and this is a little thing called dual core processors. Dual core processors are a nifty invention of recent years for computers, where they allow you to at least double your power for a similar price as a single core processor. You get twice the power as single core processor, as I said, for a similar price, and this can really help in gaming. A lot of PC games you will find these days often list, say as the most recent ones at least, they will have around 3 GHz, a minimum standard of 3 GHz single core, and this is around 2.0 GHz of dual core. And you can get these for very cheap. I think I got mine for about probably under 30 quid if I remember, £30. I'm not entirely sure, but the prices may vary. But either way, the overall point I want to make is that I bought my computer for Christmas a couple of years back now, I think it was. It was an upgrade from my original laptop, which is quite poor and very cheap. Cheaper than most consoles, mind you. A lot cheaper, in fact. And I was struggling with World of Warcraft in certain areas. It kept crashing on me. And when I bought Wrath of the Lich King for this computer, I had a similar problem. And so for my birthday last year, for my 20th birthday I believe it was, I bought some upgrades. I bought a new graphics card, which was not quite top of the range but still quite powerful. I got a new dual core processor, which is about 2.5 GHz if I recall correctly. I'm too lazy to look it up. And I upgraded my RAM to 2 gigs. And in fact, just the processor, the dual-core processor, and the amount of RAM that you get, that is normally enough to sustain a game. Maybe not on top graphics and the best, uber graphics that you can possibly get out of the settings at all. However, it's still going to be quite decent, and it means you can play the game and still get a good look out of it. Not every PC game is a graphics whore. I'm a perfect example of this. I mostly game on the PC because it allows me to, as I stated in the comment section before, it allows me to chat with friends and open up a new social world for me while I'm gaming. And it would cost a lot more to do this on something like Xbox Live, which is, where it'd be a lot harder. And I got my upgrades for just over £100. So, and I believe my original computer costs under £300. So I believe I've spent around £400 on my PC, and this can currently play at least the minimum standards of the current top rated games without much problem at all. I can play these without much of a problem, and so I can do this. I can play online for cheaper than I would need to do on something like Xbox Live. I like the PC controls better with WASD. And the keyboard and mouse, especially for shooters, in my opinion, is just a more comfortable control system for my liking, and it helps me to control and aim, especially in guns and shooters, a lot better. Most people who use the internet these days are going to have a PC anyway, and you can, as has been stated before in the comment section, you don't really need to upgrade that often. Hell, Windows 7 is out and I'm still using XP quite happily. I'm still using it quite fine. Okay, it's not the best, it's not entirely perfect, but it'll do. I can make do with this. And so really, unless you're using like an old Windows 98 computer, which is very bare basics, or you get a very, very cheap one, these days computers are quite reasonably priced, and you can get one that will last you a good few years at least, and still be able to play most games on a decent setting without having to upgrade them. And you also have to keep in mind that games have come in leaps and bounds in recent years. We've had some huge upgrades in graphical and processing power. And so there may be a limit to what we can achieve, but you never know. And so that's the reason why you may have to upgrade quite a bit. But anyway, just my general point, and why I think PC gaming is worthwhile, and why I think Helsing is quite uneducated on this subject. Just a bit more information, especially if you're wanting to consider PC gaming. This is NMRE, and I shall see you all on the dark side of the moon. Off and away.